on the News Channel 5 network. This is MorningLine with Nick Barris.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Morning Line. Nick Barris here, coming to you live from the News Channel 5 studios downtown on the Plus. We are also today streaming live on Facebook at newschannel5.com and News Channel 5 Plus. If you'd like to join in the conversation, again, a live program today. Mary Elena's here with me, back manning the studio back there and the controls. I'm here. It is a skeleton staff here at the station. I was here earlier this morning along with the anchors, Adam and Amy, and just a few behind the scenes, but everyone else pretty much working from home and doing so electronically, and our reporters in the field. So it's working. We're social distancing, but I'll tell you folks, it is bizarre. I'm still getting used to it. Walking into the newsroom and it's me and Michael, the editor, in the morning, and that's it. Usually a newsroom, a beehive of activity, and I'm sure if you're working, you know what I'm talking about, and if you're not, I sure hope that some of this aid is going to get to you fairly soon. Listen, that's going to be the topic of the show today. I'm going to invite you to join in the conversation because, look, we've talked a lot about the health aspects of it and the coronavirus and everything. Let's talk about something cheery, like taxes. Can you believe it? We're going to talk about taxes this morning. Some of the things, questions that have come in, and a lot of them, everything from, the delay of having to file until July to whether or not some of the money in the stimulus check might be taxable. All of those, you may have some questions about your taxes, filing, whether or not you've gotten your return, how you want to handle it. We'll open up the phone lines, and you can message me on Facebook at either the Plus or newschannel5.com with our expert who says she's been fielding dozens of calls every day. Doc Friday's with us this morning. Good morning to you, ma'am. Joining us electronically. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you perfect.
Excellent. And I heard you in the background saying, yay. Think about it. Taxes, a lighter subject than the coronavirus. But for a lot of people, boy, I don't know. We thought we have to do this show. We usually do anyway come April 15th, but especially with what's going on. What about you? What kind of calls and comments have you been getting?
It's been really crazy. From if the IRS doesn't have my bank account, should I somehow find a way of getting it to them? They're saying go to their tax person. To is the refund, the stimulus check going to be taxable? What if I don't qualify because I didn't file 2019? Was the different situations that we have going. So it is definitely getting people talking and trying to figure out what's the best way for them to get their money as fast as possible.
Yep. All right. Let's start with some of the real basics. And like I said, we'll take phone calls for Doc Friday, or you can message us with questions on Facebook. So first, as it stands, what was interesting, and this affected me initially. The tornado, of course, really did the damage in Davidson, Wilson, and Putnam counties. And it wasn't long after that everyone in those areas affected were told that they could delay filing their taxes till July 15th, okay, buying us more time. Now, of course, that's nationally across the board. Does that mean you should put it off till the 15th? Are you doing returns now? And what does it mean for people that are getting or waiting for a cash return?
Absolutely. So, no, we are doing taxes every single day, just like a normal tax season. We're getting them now. We're getting more of them through mail, faxing, emailing, trying to keep it a safe way of delivering documentation. But we're still getting all of our, because if you have a refund, two things. One, you might want to go ahead and put your bank account in, get your refund quickly, because it usually 21 days or less. And the stimulus check will then be able to come through that same bank account. Oh, okay. So, refunds, let's get the money in the bank so you can start taking care of your family.
So, yeah, that's what a lot of people were wondering, exactly how the Treasury will know where they are, especially for some seniors who, Doc Friday, have said that they have not filed taxes in several years. And they are maybe collecting Social Security. So I don't know if Social Security can do so or the IRS can do so. Some have been told they just need to file a tax return, even if they don't owe anything, so their name is in the system so they know where to send the stimulus checks.
Okay, so the answer is no. Do not rush out. If you do not have to file taxes and you're a senior, you're living off solely Social Security, or your income is too low to worry about it, you are already in the system. They're giving you a check every single month from Social Security. The IRS is going directly to Social Security, and 90% of those people are getting it either on a card or direct deposit into a bank account. So those people are going to get their money just like they receive their Social Security.
It'll go straight in then.
Straight in.
Okay,
Exactly.
that's good to know. And we're going to get a lot of questions. They're already coming in now. Let me ask you this though. One of them that I got time and again was, will the money from this stimulus check be taxable?
And the answer is it could be. They haven't really released this. So if anyone remembers back in 2008, 2009, we had a $600 stimulus that was issued. And you got to, if you don't get it this year because maybe your income was too high in 2019, they are reconciling this stimulus on your 2020 tax return. You will be reporting it. The question will be, and it probably depends a little bit on how the economy is. I'm going to be quite honest with you. Right now, if you're a single making between $75,000 and $99,000, you will get either a full check at $75,000 or a partial check by the time you hit to $99,000. A married couple, $150,000 to $198,000, a same thing. They're going to give you a partial. Now, if for some reason they based it on your 2018 and with 2019 your income was a lot higher, then the stimulus is likely going to have to be a payback percentage based on your income in 2020. Same thing with children, guys. If you have children and they are 16 in the year of 2018, but they change 17 in 19 or in 20, you may lose that $500 credit. The $500 credit is for children 0 to 16.
0 to 16. All right, I have a question here on Facebook for you from Martha. She says she's been waiting on her taxes since January. She got a letter that says they're holding it for 60 more days. She's wondering if she will still qualify for a stimulus check. And she didn't say why they're holding it, but...
Right. Well, I mean, assuming that she's talking about the 2019 tax year, she filed in 2018. So assuming that her income met the 2018 filing, there's no reason she would not have still qualify for the stimulus check based on her 18, even though 19 is being held. And there's a lot of reasons it could be being held, as simple as her employer didn't file the W-2s on time, and sometimes that will hold up the individual's refund.
Okay. And, I remember going through some of the exceptions to the rule in terms of who gets a stimulus check and doesn't. The only one I came across is this. And someone said, hey, I owe some back taxes. Will it come out of it? And you can answer it. I don't think it does. The one thing I've heard is if you owe back child support, you will not get a check. That money will go toward the child support. Is that kind of corresponding with the way you understand it?
That is 100% correct. So if you normally, if for a refund from the IRS, if you owe back taxes, you have back state income taxes or student loan, along with child support, all those reasons the IRS can hold back your refund and apply it to your debts. In this case, the only debt that they're applying it to is people that are in the rears with child support. Not if you're just making child support payments, but you have to be in the rears for them to keep it. So otherwise, if you owe the IRS, they are still issuing this refund. I will be telling you, I have had probably about 6 people emailing or sending me documentation they haven't filed in 7 or 8 years because they want to get on the record to be able to get the refund.
Now that we should say this, then they'll qualify to get the refund as long as they get on the record, but that doesn't dismiss what they owe down the road. They're still going to have to make good on that, right?
I think the IRS is kind of smart. Think about this. All these people are thinking about getting on, and now they'll have their current information, possibly their current bank account. Think about it. I mean, there might be some good thought mind in there.
Okay, I think that makes sense. Listen, we have a phone call before we take one of our first breaks. We'll go to Tommy. Tommy, good morning. What's your question for Dr. Friday?
I want to thank you for having this program on.
Sure.
My question actually has been answered. I haven't had to file taxes in years because I don't make enough money. And so this answers my question, and it's kind of relief now to know that I really don't have to do anything.
Yeah, why don't you reiterate that? Thank you, Tommy. Yeah, he hasn't filed in years, but they know where he is the bottom line, right? And so...
Right. So as long as he's getting disability or Social Security, they will know because they deliver a check to him every single month. Now, if you just haven't filed, those are the individuals that will need to either file a return or just bypass the stimulus.
Okay, and when you say file a return, even if you are not making the money that, let's say you're someone who doesn't pay tax because you're making so little, you just go through the process of filing it in that form, is that right?
Right, but I mean, keep in mind, unless it's a W-2 and you just chose not to file because it's just not enough to file, then any self-employed individual, which is usually the people avoiding filing taxes, they are anything over $500 would have a balance due. So they would be required to file even though they're making less than $12,000.
Gotcha. And one other note, this is something I reached out to you on. I suspect that I'll qualify for a stimulus check. And I had told you we had moved recently, and I don't think that the IRS had our updated, we're not getting any other benefits, Social Security or anything like that, but for our tax purposes, we still haven't filed yet for this past year. And I contacted you and you said, yeah, Nick, you need to make sure you send to them your change of address.
Right. There's a form, an 8822. We're submitting a lot of those right now. Getting the information correct with the IRS. I mean, a lot of times you just don't think about them until it's time to file your taxes and you put your new address on there. But if your address is incorrect with them, and I will tell you, you can also go to irs.gov now. They have opened up a portal and you can change your address information on irs.gov or send an 8822 through the mail.
Hey, you know what? I did not know that before. Is it better now? I've already mailed it off. I don't know how long it takes for that paper to get through the process. Should I go to my page on irs.gov and do it as well now, or just let it go?
I would say that would be smart, yes.
Okay,
I mean, because it's going to happen more instantly, where we all know paper going through the mail could take them months possibly to get to your documents.
Sure, and just with what you've heard as we go to the break, what is your best guess for when people will start seeing the stimulus checks? I know what they've told us, but what are you seeing?
Yeah, I'm thinking another week or two.
Okay. That's great. Listen, we'll take a break. When we come back, more of our conversation. If you want to join, you can call us, 737-7587. We're streaming live right now on Facebook at newschannel5.com and News Channel 5 Plus. I'll start scrolling through, get as many of your questions and comments that we can for our tax expert, Dr. Friday. She's terrific. We'll have more with her right after this. Stay with us.